All right, what's up, guys? Heart Pirate's back with another video. I hope VV3 is watching this because that'd be so funny. But yeah. So I said I was gonna put out a Perona deck list today, but I'm still kind of fidgeting with all of the ratios and exactly what cards I want in certain situations. So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer for my Perona deck list. But I wanted to go over this one. This is actually Sakazuki versus Yamato, and I'll play it while we're kind of talking. And I just kind of want to experience. I haven't really watched this before, so I want to see how Japan really plays these matchups because obviously our meta is so much different than theirs, and Sakazuki dominated over there basically since they discovered that Rebecca can get Hina and then Lucci can pop a bunch of things, and our meta was not very similar. We had, for the most part, Enel kind of dominate, and Sakazuki, of course, took up a lot of spots in the top cut, but that's because it saw a lot of representation. So, I want to see if this is a little bit different in set six, and maybe if we play a little different than they do, maybe Sakazuki won't be as good as as it has been. So we'll see. So Yamato's interesting, right? I wanted to kind of pick a game where we can kind of look at all the new cards together and we can kind of determine what's up. So looks like Sakazuki's not scared at all into attacking into Yamato, which I think is smart, right? Depending on what they play, I don't think Yamato is really going to play the 8 cost kid version against Sakazuki, especially because Sakazuki can just easily remove 8 cost kid. So he's going to go ahead and trash the new event where it basically just is a 2 cost event, which is just Lucci's effect, a bottom deck a 1 and then a 2, and instead Lucci pops him. So he's going to go ahead and search with the Tashigi. He's going to look at the top 5, and he's going to go ahead and search a Suru, and then he's going to put the rest of the bottom. Now, I do like how Tashigi does put the rest of the bottom. It's not a power creep thing, because if it trashed it, there'd be no reason to play brand new, especially because it's cheaper, right? And it's just 1k less. So he's going to go ahead and go 9 at life here, and there's no way it counters out of this, right? This is just, you're just taking the life regardless. Yeah, of course. Yeah. He's going to go down to 2 life. And this is the power of Yamato, man. So much pressure. Of course, he doesn't develop a board. But, I mean, Sakazuki's board isn't really developed either. I mean, he just has a bunch of weenies on the board. So, he's already at pretty much the most life he can take. If he takes any more than that, he can just, he just goes down to 0 and dies to maybe even a Horty Jones or something like that. So, very dangerous position for Saka to be in. I definitely think 4 life leaders are really scary going into Yamato, unless you can do something like Perona. So he's gonna go ahead and counter. He's gonna swing 5 life. He's gonna go ahead and counter with, I don't know, some type of fish card. I don't know. He could be playing the Fishman engine. I'm not entirely sure what that card is right there. I'm still kind of new to the whole set 6 thing. Looks like he's a blocker, a 2 cost blocker Fishman. So yeah, I mean, I've experimented a lot with some of the old leaders like Crocodile, Kaido. I've experimented with the new leaders like Gecko, Maria, and Perona. But some of the new cards that are just I haven't really seen people play. I just don't really know off the top of my head what their names are, what they do. Because I mean, some of these cards came out so long ago, and I watched Fishman Island arc when I was like 10 years old. So yeah, I don't know what some of these characters are, unfortunately, even though I am caught up on the manga. So it looks like he's gonna go ahead and play Borsellino, and he's gonna play Marineford too, which a lot of people are not using that. He's gonna play Paradise Tatsuka. For those of you guys who don't know, Paradise Tatsuka is a 1 cost event that is a land of Wano that rests a 4 or less. So it looks like he's gonna, I mean, if he has Onami here, he could very much. He doesn't have Onami. He's just gonna go 11 at life. He's gonna put this guy at 0. Oh my god, dude, this is absolutely unreal. You can't counter out of this. You just take out every card in your hand. There's just no way. If you counter out of this, this would be absolutely crazy. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 10k at life. So you either give him 3 2ks. I guess if he has a 3 2ks, wow. Oh, that's so devastating. 2 Surus and a Perona. I will say Perona is really the reason that Gecko is good in my opinion, in because Perona can do everything that Gecko can do, but Gecko can spam Perona and just get you to discard a bunch of cards, which I think is just really, really powerful. So yeah, Paradise Tatsuka. I actually, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I experimented with this card when I was playing Restand Kid, where I basically was just using Kid's leader effect every single turn and just swinging 12-12, and occasionally 11-11 with Paradise Tatsuka, just resting blockers and whatnot. It was not good, but whenever it worked, it was funny. So Yeah. The thing is, like, Sakazuki's such a reactionary deck. So like how do you like pop a bunch of cards that like how do you navigate a deck that doesn't play cards? Like it just like straight up like just like goes aggressive and then plays like Horty Jones. Like he actually already has Horty Jones in his hand right now. Look, he has like Hina and he has like Houndblaze and he has like two Rebeccas, but like at the end of the day, like you can't remove anything. So like, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna put a bunch of Dawn on like brand new and Tashigi and start swinging? Because if he gets in, like if he like triggers into an Okiku, it's kind of over. I mean, I wouldn't say it's over, but like that's so much pressure, especially if you use all of your Dawn. So I'd be very careful. Okay, yeah. So he's gonna go five with the brand new here. Now I would be hesitant to swing with your leader first because if he does trigger into a Tashigi, or I'm sorry, a I can't think of the name, a Okiku, then he could have used Marineford and his leader effect to minus it to 2 and then Houndblaze. So I think that would have been the better call overall. And I wish he would have done that first because I think that's just a smarter play. But, you know, I don't know what the skill level is on these players. I mean, I don't know if this is like round one or not entirely sure. But I know these championships normally don't have a lot of people in them. I know it's like I remember talking to my buddy saying that there's like I think like a cap of like 100 people for these, maybe slightly more than that. These championship flagships or whatever they're called. So I don't know really the extent to like how established the players are that are playing in these feature matches, because I mean a lot of times too, if you compare it to our local scene here in America or maybe even over in Europe if you're watching from there, but the first couple rounds of like a or a regionals or something like that or a treasure cup, a lot of times you don't know who's who, and you're gonna get a lot of bad gameplay because obviously those aren't really the best players, but they're at table one because obviously they like either it's round one and it's all random, or they just got lucky to win another round, or round one and now they're playing in round two. So yeah, this could very well be the situation. I'm not entirely sure, but that could have been the right play. Who knows? I mean, this deck is trying to go aggro, so maybe he's trying to play around a Horty Jones. He's gonna play Izo and tap the Borsalino. He's going to Paradise Tatsuka again. And he's going to go 9 at life here. I think he should just take this, honestly. Because if he takes this, like, he still has 2 blockers the next turn. And even if he Horty Jones, he still has another blocker. So I think you just take it here. I don't think this is a good way to, like... I don't think this is a good thing to like, you're fine going down to 0. Like, especially if you have 2 blockers and another Rebecca in hand. I think taking this is actually huge. And I would personally think it'd be a mistake for him to counter out of this, because he can just with that. Okay, cool, he's gonna take it, because the thing is too, like, one of the counters he has is Rebecca, and then okay, so he's gonna activate trigger Great Eruption, making him discard a card. He's gonna have to choose, looks like he has a Jinbei in hand, an Onami, a Horty Jones, and a killer. It's probably gonna discard the killer. Everything else is like pretty valuable. I forget what the Jinbei is too, but I know the Jinbei is good. I know that for a fact. And it just doesn't look like Killer's going to get its max effect here. He's going to go ahead and read Great Eruption, so I assume he's probably not the most experienced of players. He just wants to go big gorilla swings at life here and obviously, like, and cheese him down. So, yeah, that kind of seems like what Yamato's strategy is. He's going to trash the Onami, which is interesting. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not interesting, because I forgot he's at 0 life, so he doesn't need it anymore. So yeah, and the reason that you take it, guys, is because that Rebecca in hand can not only get another 2K, but it also is a blocker that even Horty Jones can't really, like, mess with. So that's kind of what you have to look out for, is like, I'm discarding a card that is a counter, but it can realistically be a blocker and like another 2K. So I might as well just take the damage, even if it means going down to 0, rather than going down to like 2 cards in hand. And again, with this 5K leader swing, I think he really should just like swing with like his other characters first, because his plays are the same regardless. Like, he has Rebecca and he has like Hina. He's gonna go ahead and Houndblaze, which I think is also a little bit of a mistake here. I think it's really just smart to like swing with brand new and stuff first to save your cost -1 for a potential trigger. Because if that's a trigger that comes out and it's like an Okiku, or I don't know. I mean, these guys, like, Yamato plays like a bunch of crazy stuff, so you never know what they play. But when they play these cards out of trigger, you need as much cost reduction as possible. And like, the only cost reduction he has in his hand is technically a Rebecca and a Suru, but of course you want to save the Suru, so you're gonna have to Rebecca, Hina, Houndblaze something, which is a lot of Dawn for like, when you could have just saved all of that. You could have just spent 2 Dawn, swung with, your brand new, and then maybe put 3 Dawn on your Tashigi, swing with that, and then play a blocker. Like I just feel like it's a little bit of a waste personally, but that's maybe, I mean, I don't know. It's just me. So he's gonna go ahead and take this 5 at life here, which is obviously what he should be doing. He's gonna go ahead and I don't know what that card is either. He's playing like a Wano, like Fishman Pirates thing, and I don't know. It's a little. It's I don't know what he's doing. I don't. And then he's gonna go ahead and swing 5 with the brand new right here, which I think is also a mistake, guys, because if he triggers into something here, he only has 5 Dawn, and he can't Rebecca. I guess he can Suru Houndblaze, but he won't establish another blocker. And the thing is, he needs to start playing around Horty Jones here, because Horty Jones can tap 2, either Dawn or characters. So, if Horty Jones comes out and he taps both the blockers, and he gets rid of a Suru in hand to Houndblaze something, then of course he's just going to lose. And I feel like he's just not playing around the cards that he needs to play around. He's also obviously has 1 Dawn up too, which is not really like what you want to do either. I think the best play here is I don't think he can get a 2k back from the trash unless that 3 cost in there is a Tashigi, which I think they cut. Because Tashigi I don't think can search Tashigi, the 2k. So I don't know what that 3 cost in there is. Maybe it could be a Bartolomeo, I'm not entirely sure. He's gonna go ahead and use his leader effect and trash, and it looks like he draws into, I think it's a Gecko Maria. I know you guys hate when I call it Gecko Maria. I know it's probably Moria, but I don't know. This is what I call it. So, yeah. Then he's gonna go ahead and play a Borsellino right here, and I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I don't know what that 3 cost is in his trash, but if that's a 2k, then he definitely should have played the Rebecca there. I'm sorry, it's the Hina. It's the Hina. I completely forgot. Yeah, so I guess the Borsellino's fine either way, and maybe you can save the Rebecca for maybe another turn or something like that. So now he has 3 blockers. He didn't play around the trigger, unfortunately, but he is, I think, in a good enough position to play around the Horty Jones, because of Horty Jones is 7 Dawn, and then all he'll have is 3 Dawn, in which he has 10k counter for. He has 2 2ks and a 1k. So I think he wins this regardless, because Horty Jones is only going to get so far. Like I said, it's only going to tap down 2 cards. He's going to swing for 9k. And he can swing for 9k and then 8k. I think Horty Jones is actually an 8. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. Disregard. I guess it doesn't matter either way, because I was going to say he can just put the Rested Dawn on the Horty Jones, but then I realized that he can just block the Horty Jones, and then, when he swings for 8k, he just counters out of it. So it doesn't matter either way. So looks like he has Onami, Jinbei, and Horty Jones in hand. Doesn't really have much of an option. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit, because, a lot of people will think when they just literally just don't have anything to play. Yep, so it looks like, we're going to go Horty Jones here. He's going to tap the 2. He's going to pick up his life, which is 8 cost Kid. I think it's such a weird card to put in this deck. I mean, I like with a deck or with a meta dominated by like Sakazuki and, Perona and Gecko, it feels like 8 cost Kid's very, very, very fragile. So yeah, exactly what I said. He's going to block that one. He's going to swing 8 at life. He's going to double 2k out of this one. And looks like it's pretty much going to be game, right? He does have a Houndblaze in hand, I believe, so it doesn't really matter. I think the best play here is to go 9 with the Borsellino, and then obviously everything else is the same. So 7, I mean, I guess you can go 7 too, but I feel like 9 is just better, personally, because he either takes it or discards every card from his hand. Then you can put, you can Houndblaze, put one on Tashigi, put it at 5, and then swing into them, and then obviously you'll have 7k for your leader. So I feel like 9's just a better play there, but 7's not bad either. Because the math's a little bit different. Look, he counters out of that one. Now he has to go to 7 right here with the brand new, or I'm sorry, with the what is it called, the Sakazuki. It's small stuff like that'll make you lose games though. So the 9 here is just better. What you want to do is, I'm going to pause it real quick, but you want them to basically get rid of every card in their hand or take the hit. And if they take the hit, you can go so tall with your leader that it's not you either counter out of the 9 and lose, or you you take the 9 and you still lose. Whereas if you go 7, they can easily counter out of that one, and then they have 1 card in hand, and this life could be something like a beige, or I don't even know, depending on what situation, whatever they play in Yamato. It could be something that could save him, and like he might not actually have like the Dawn. I could be wrong on this, but you know, 7 could get the job done either way because he has the Houndblaze in hand. But it just feels like 9's the better play personally. Like if you're going for lethal, I think the 9's better. So I'm gonna fast forward it just a little bit, see if there's any surprises here. Nope, no surprise, but that is a 2K. He's going to go ahead and Houndblaze, bring it up to 8, and then he's going to go to 10, and that's the GG's right there. So, guys, much love to you all. Thanks for checking out my video. I'll be sure to post more, you know, in the future. Maybe have some collabs with VV Theory on here as well. Stay tuned for my Gecko list and my Perona list and just some other stuff, other stuff too. I did post my Kaido deck list on my Patreon. If you guys want to check that out, the link's going to be in the description below. But see you guys later. Peace.